Shalom, this is Yehudit Goldfarb in Spot. I want to share with you my movements, review of the movements for last week's Sefirot count, the week of Tiferet. So I'm going to do the movements for each day of last week, starting with the 15th day, and which was Hesed, Sheba, Tiferet. And I'm going to do each set of movements for the Nikudot, the Hebrew vowels, both the shapes and the sounds in movement that correspond to the Sefirot on the Kabbalistic tree of life. So I'm going to start with Hesed, Sheba, Tiferet. So the Hesed is a Segol, which is the 3 dots, 2 above my head, and the 3rd dot is my mouth. And Tiferet is the Holam with a dot above the head and opening out in a big heart. Tiferet, one of the things I learned about Tiferet by doing these movements was the sense of balance and harmony and beauty, which were words that I had for Tiferet. Before then, I tuned into another sense of surrendering to something bigger than myself, a sense that Hashem's in charge. And I need to align my will as much as possible with Hashem. And by doing that, I create harmony and beauty in my life. So that's a lot of my kavanah for the whole week of Tiferet, is learning how to unblock in all these different ways where I'm blocking that alignment with Hashem and help myself have more harmony and beauty and balance in my life. Starting with Hesed, openness and loving kindness within the sphere of balance and harmony and aligning my will with Hashem's. So it's Segol and then the Holam. Oh. 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 That was the 15th day of the count. The 16th day was Gevurah, Sheba, Tiferet. Gevurah is the Shvanach, a sense of setting boundaries and limits within that place of larger balance and harmony and alignment with God's will. So, oh. 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 And then we moved on to Tiferet, Sheba Tiferet, on the 17th day of the Omer Count. That was 2 weeks and 3 days. And each time now I'm doing the 3 repetitions of the combination for purifying and sanctifying myself and clearing out the blemishes and incrustations at the physical level of my soul, the nefesh, at the emotional level, the ruach, and at the mental level, intellectual level, the shama, in the hope of really paying attention to how I am in my relationships every day, both with people, in my environment, and my connection to Hashem. So, Tiferet, Sheba, Tiferet. Oh. Oh. It's nefesh level. Oh. Oh. Ruach level. Oh. Oh. Level of the neshama. Then I moved to the 18th day, Netzach, Sheba Tiferet. Netzach having to do with purposefulness, with focus and a sense of what am I here to do in the world, seeing the larger pattern, but wanting to know my piece of the puzzle. So the Netzach is the Harik. The Harik is a single dot, and then adding that to Tiferet. E. O. E. O. E. O. And then the next day, the 19th day of the Omer Count, was Hod Sheba Tiferet. Hod having to do with glory and splendor and the refining quality, the aesthetic quality of being aware of other perspectives, of if you're giving over something to somebody, seeing their point of view. So it's like, for me, it's the modifying of my own priorities, which was in Gevurah, has to do with priority setting. And Hod is 3 dots in a row. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. It has to do with keeping my center, but being able to change so whatever communications I have with somebody will be heard, because I can see from their perspective. That's one of the ways of understanding Hod. Empathy and a sense of the male person associated with archetype associated with Hod is Aaron the high priest, who was able to create peace between people because he was able to talk to each person in their own language in a way they'd understand and be able to bridge differences. So this one, we're going to do the boots combined with the cholam. Ooh. Oh. And from another side. Ooh. Oh. And still another side. Ooh. Oh. And then we have the 20th day of the Omer, which was Yesod Sheba Tiferet. Yesod having to do with connectedness, communication, bonding, intimacy, the foundation of all the rest. And sometimes I talk about it as speaking from the heart, because the movement is the shuruk, the vav created by the bending of the head and the spine, just like in the cholam, except here the dot is in the center, near my heart, and it goes out. Ooh. And then the cholam, it's above my head. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Oh. And then the 21st day of the Omer, which was Shabbat of the week of Tiferet, Malchut Sheba Tiferet. Malchut has to do with being present. It also has to do with it being active, the world of Asiya. And the way I represent this in terms of the vowels is that when there's no vowel below the letter, it's an empty space. It's like Hashem breathes me. The movement is actually paying attention to your breath and waiting for Hashem to breathe you. We are alive because Hashem breathes us. It's the ultimate in Malchut, in sovereignty and centeredness and groundedness, as being aware of Hashem breathing us and inspiring us in each moment to be active and alive in this world. So, wait for the breath. Oh. 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 And thank you. That's a review of the week of Tiferet. Bring your foot to close and Shavua Tov.